just me and my guitar.
Hey, what's happening guys? Mark back on Mark's Aquatics, and on today's video me and Lemon are going to show you a little bit more of this DIY Matten filter that we put together last time with that awful Filmora watermark going across the screen like we had last time, which was a bit of a nuisance. I do apologise for that, but now we've got a nice clear screen to mess around with. You can't get to me through that, you silly boy, it's a tank. So that's what we're going to do. There you are, look, catfish. You can play in there for a minute if you want. You like it in there? You can't reach me now, can you? Do you want to come out up here, look? Up here. Good boy. Yes, a good boy. You got out, you'll get out, you know how to get it back in now. Right. On more of a serious note, we had the Matten filter there. I think it was John that asked me last time whether the uptake pipe was touching the floor, but it's about an inch off. I did email you back, John. But you can see the airline pipe going in there. Oxygen, the air goes in there, then races up there, which drags that water up through there. Starts pulling it through the sponge filter there, and creating an amazing little biological filtration system. But what we're going to do is we're going to put a spray bar on this now as well. So I've got another piece of this pipe, another bit of pipe, and what we're going to do is we're going to put that into the top now. I'll raise you up a minute and then you will see what I'm on about. There you go. That's a bit better. Don't you bite through that airline now. So what we're going to do is we've got to block this end up here, and we've got to drill a series of holes along here, obviously spacing down the way, so the water then comes up and then gets deposited back down over the top. You're going to put a hole in that, I can see it now, not to worry. But so what we're going to do, we've got to get a nice little drill bit out. Now we don't want too small a holes, because obviously it's an airlift system, so we're going to be a little bit, we haven't got a lot of back pressure there to push it out, but we've got to block the end up and we've got to drill the hole. So I'll get my drill ready and we'll mark along there a series of holes, and then we'll find some cunning plan to block the end up. Okay, I'll be back with you in a sec. Right. We've got our bit of pipe now, and we've just got to drill some holes through there, and watching your fingers. There you go. And we just repeat that process all the way down the pipe. Alright guys, we've put our little series of holes now all the way across there. I put them along the line where the writing was from the factory, where they've lasered it on, just so when it's upside down like that you're not going to see any of that from the top, so it's going to look a bit tidier, a bit intermittent with its dropping through. What I've discovered here is the old lip seal caps fit absolutely spot on, nice and tight. If I can get it right, there you go. They fit just right in the end of there. Now we've got a complete stop in there now, which is completely watertight. Now if I take that one out and put this one in, we now have a little airlift. I'll just go off of it for you. Now you can see there, as that pressure's building up, it's slowly starting to come out of all the holes all the way along. Now this is only a very small air pump that I'm using, as you saw before, and it's still got enough pressure to push that lot of water out. You've got lovely oxygenation in the water down here. You can see it all dropping in. and obviously it's going to be a lot higher, so it's not going to be as noisy because it's not going to be falling as far to the water's surface. But that's working really well. So if you've got a bigger pump that you can put on there, you're going to get more of a spray coming out of there as well. But that's working really well. That's going to be turning over that that tank full, I reckon, every hour, no trouble at all. We'll be pushing all that water in the tank through that filter and back through there. So that's a good circulation rate we've got going there now. Right, I've just taken the spray bar back off again, guys. You can see now, all off. Now, I just had a cunning little idea as I was thinking away there of what we could do to make this an even better filtration system altogether. We've got a brilliant pre-filter there now, which is going to be sucking all our rubbish against that wall. The shrimp's going to be feeding all over it, creating biofilm. It's going to be doing a fantastic job of biologically taking and mechanically taking all that rubbish out which is in the water. But I thought with this, what we could do, we could go one step further, because with these filters, you see, they're really good at creating bacteria. Right guys, we've got an amazing little filter system there as it is. Now with these types of sponge filters, as we all know, or if you didn't know, you get two different types of bacteria which will colonize filters. You get aerobic bacteria, which is a bacteria which forms on everything in the tank, on the glass, on the sponges, substrate, on everything you put in there, okay? Now that is called aerobic bacteria. Now that needs oxygen to survive and to multiply and grow, but you get anaerobic bacteria which lives deep inside media, like the stuff that Richard gave us from Pond Guru, this Biohome Ultimate. Now with this stuff, the outside of it will colonize with aerobic bacteria, but right in the middle of it, right deep inside it, after a few months, you'll get the anaerobic bacteria which will colonize inside, and that is brilliant for getting rid of nitrate, okay, which tanks do suffer from. People always say, oh, my nitrate's this and my nitrate's that. But this stuff, once it's colonized, it is absolutely fantastic. So I had this cunning little plan just now. We've taken this back off, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide a few of these inside that spray bar. Drop them in like that. Now that water now is going to go down. I'll just put that back on. That water's now going to go through that media, and it's going to drip back in now, you see, all the way through those holes. But now it's going all across, soaking through that media now, and then running through. So it's acting like a little mini backy shower, which is going to colonize with that special little bacteria that we need to get rid of the nitrate. So we've just made a little double filter there for your aerobic bacteria and for your anaerobic bacteria up there. And given that a couple of months, we'll soon see how it's going to pan out and how it's going to work. But I've got a funny feeling it's going to do an amazing job, as that's going to get soaked up, because you're going to get lovely clear water now going through there. Your nitrification is going to be taking place. Your bacteria is going to be getting rid of all your nitrates. It's going to be getting rid of your ammonias and all that different type of stuff in that sponge filter, okay, through that pre-filter. Then it's lifting that water up, taking it through that media at the top now, which is going to get rid of any nitrate as it soaks through that media, and then it's going to be returned to the tank. So it should be a really good and really efficient little filter, that, doing it this way. I've not seen it done like this before. So you've seen it first on Mox Aquatics. There you go. It's a new little design, just popped into my head there. I thought, why can't I put some of that in there, and we'll just see what happens, and we'll see how it pans out over the coming weeks, once we've got this planted up and it's going to be working well. But I think it should be pretty good. Right, okay, what we're going to do now, well, I'll tell you what I've just done. I've just emptied all that old water out. I've put some nice sand in the bottom there. We've got our media now, our biohome, going through the spray bar, which is excellent, which is going to have that water now running straight over that now and creating that lovely bacteria in there over time to get rid of that horrible nitrate that we do produce in our tanks. To get rid of that, sponge filter's all up and running, everything's ready now. So all I've got to do now is put my RO unit on, which I've got into there, put my little cordless drill on it, stop it flying about, and then let that RO water just trickle away there now. You can just see how slow that comes out, coming out at 0 TDS. So we'll leave that now for a few hours, because it's what it seems like when you're filling things up with an RO system. You really think, my God, this is going to take forever. But if you go away, leave it for a bit, stick a timer on your watch for an hour or so to pass by, and it'll probably be up here somewhere. It's only about a 20, it's probably about a 30 litre tank, this one. Okay guys, we're back, we're all full up. We've put some nice white sand into the bottom there, which is going to show up nice. I think sponge filter's all working great. I'll show you around the side as well. I was going to put a, if you remember me saying earlier on in the episodes that I was going to do a under gravel heating system in there, but I've managed to fit a heater in the back, no problem at all. They both fitted in there nice and snug, and as you can see, the spray bar is working absolutely great. We've got a lovely flow tumble in there, really slow tumble rate, which is good because we've got a nice circulation running through the tank. Still a little bit cloudy, haven't put anything on the back of the tank yet, not sure what I'm going to do plant wise. I've got some more of this black mesh, which I might actually do another living wall at the back with, because I really like the way the other one turned out. And we got the room on this bench now, we're right down the end now, so I'm having to shout a little bit louder because of the pond waterfall. It's quite loud, so bear with me if I'm a bit loud. We've got our media there, we've got that Biohome Ultimate now running through that piece of pipe, through that spray bar. So now that water's being lifted up, sucked through the sponge, all the heavy stuff's being taken out through there. That clean water then's being fed up the back through that Biohome media at the back there, and then it's trickling back down nice and slow into the system, and we've got a nice little flow rate there going now, which is fantastic. So I think I might do a living wall in this one and build something else. Now I've got the light I've got above it there is an aqua ray tile. I've had some of these from my marine keeping days, and I had quite a few of them left, so they're quite handy because they're brilliant for growing plants, and they've got a little blue setting to them as well, so you can set them on the actinic. You can turn that off, you can just have a nice little blue light going like that, which looks fabulous at night. You get that nice shimmer, and you can pick these up for fairly cheap on eBay now, maybe 30 quid, 25, 30 quid, which for an LED tile these days ain't bad, because when they first came out they were well over £100, and the bigger ones were up to like £250 to £300 each when they first came out. But these are quite dated now because everyone likes to keep up with the Joneses and get all the new stuff, which is more controllable and everything else. This has got a light, a small light controller here, which I can do various things on, like little thunderstorms and stuff like that, which look quite effective. We'll just turn that back on. But they're lovely little strong LEDs, they really are nice. It's going to be really interesting actually, because I've got the Biohome in the other filter as well, and the gravel in the trickle filter. If you're unfamiliar with that build, pop back and have a look. There's a 3-part series on that one as well, and that shows you how to put together a glass trickle filter out of some bits and bobs that I got from some old guy who was selling an old goldfish tank and a little heater, and we put it all together, do all DIY. So it's quite a nice little system, and that's working absolutely fine at the moment. it'd be interesting to see how these two work out with these filters, because they're both DIY filters, both with that type of media in different styles, where we've got an electronic lift system, pump system on the other tank. I'll show you that one in a minute. And we've got the airlift system on this one, which is working absolutely fabulous at the moment. I can pan around slowly here. I'll have to set you up again. Now we've got miles and miles of bench to look at. But the other one's there, and that's fantastic, because we've moved the mini pond now. That's still down by the big pond where I am now at the moment. Really is working well. So it'll be interesting to see how these two work out. Just get you set up again. Okay, so we got a good little filter there. Like I said, you got the pre-filter there, which is going to suck everything out, goes across, and we've got that media now in the tube. So we're going to be creating the aerobic bacteria on the sponge and on all the other stuff in the tank, and we're going to get the anaerobic bacteria, which is going to be starting to colonize in about 2 to 3 months time in that spray bar itself. So that should keep our nitrates down, and that's on both the systems now. So I'm going to see how they pan out. Anyway, I've got to look for something now to put in this tank. In fact, I think what I'll do is I'll leave it up to you guys, I think, how you'd like to see this one planted up. If you stick it in the comments below, what do you think I should do? What kind of scape you think? Do you think I should do another one of these walls at the back on this one, or shall I put a background on it? I'll leave it up to you and see what ideas you guys come up with, okay? Anyway guys, I hope you like this second little episode of the build, and I hope you tune into the next one. If you're new to the channel, please like, share and subscribe. Always good, helps us all out, gets that knowledge out there, and people can save themselves a lot of money and still have some really good little effective running tanks for shrimp. Anyway guys, you're all stars, love you loads, and I'll catch you on the next episode of Mark's Aquatics. Bye for now.
Just me and my guitar.